Okay. Sounds like a nice family then. There they are.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 43 of Some Random. I'm your host, Sriracha Flash, and with me today, from all the way across the pond in Germany, the wonderful, the magnificent LemmyHawkins. Lemmy, how's it going?
Hi. I'm tired.
Tired?
Okay.
I could imagine. I know over there, like you said, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, so I'm really sorry for making you stay up late for this.
I signed up for this, so all fine.
All right, yeah, that's true. You did ask if you could be on, so just throwing it out there. While I'm on that note, I'll let everyone else know if you want to be on the show. Throw me a message. Tweet me, email me at srirachaflash@gmail.com. Find me on Discord, wherever. Just shoot me a message. Tell me you want to be on the show, and we'll get something worked out so you can be on the show. It's that easy. But also for the people listening in the future, we are on twitch.tv/srirachaflash. So, if you would like to come listen to us live, we usually do these Tuesday and Thursday every night at around 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That being said, let's get to the man of the hour, our wonderful LemmyHawkins. Lemmy, why don't you start by telling the people who the hell are you?
Hi. Again. I'm Lemmy. If you can't tell, I have a kind of an accent. English is not my first language, so excuse me for that.
Yeah, no problem.
And I'm one of those Xbox people. Shoutouts to Zero and TD in the chat, my people. Playing all kinds of games. Semi shorter, Street Fighter, as you can probably tell from my merch.
Yeah, it's a great it's a great profile picture. I had never I've only ever seen it on Twitter, and so I had never realized that there was a beard there that was like yours until you sent me the high res image, and I was like, oh, that is a solid avatar. I'm very happy all of a sudden.
Yeah, I commissioned that. I told the artist, imagine Shoryuken Street Fighter 5 can with a manly beard. She said, sure, and asked the person surrounding the booth where she drew it, is it manly enough? I love it. It's manly. I love it.
Yeah, it's great. I love it too. Like I said, I never realized the beard until I saw it up close, and I was very, very happy to see it. Yeah, no, that's great. And yeah, like Lemmy said, he's part of the Xbox Fighters crew. You guys run a bunch of Xbox online fighting games, like King of Fighters. I recently saw you guys were playing King of Fighters, I want to say 98? 99? Am I wrong?
We have 98, 2002.
Oh, okay.
Titles. And we actually have Street Fighter 3 coming up this Saturday.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be exciting. People wanted to play Street Fighter. Then we said, okay, let's play Street Fighter this Saturday.
Awesome. Do you know what time your time that will be?
this is tournaments all start the same day, start the same time.
Okay.
It's always 8 p.m. in Europe. It's 1 p.m. in Eastern.
Okay.
Let's check it out before I start telling untrue times here. I'm prepared. Yeah, it's 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific.
Awesome.
So it's always those times. Always on Saturday.
Okay. Yeah.
On the Twitch channel that you can see here, Xbox Hunter.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. You guys have been playing Third Strike, the online edition, which is probably one of my favorite versions of that game, to be honest with you. I really like the tutorials and whatnot they put in that mode, or in that game. Like the Evo Moment 37 tutorial, I really, really enjoy. So yeah, I don't know. Everyone come watch Xbox Fighters on Twitch. Oh, hold on. There we go. Let me do it this way. Twitch.tv/Xbox Fighters, 8 o'clock European time, 2 o'clock Eastern time, 11 a.m. Pacific time. Bam, nailed it. I got this. I know what I'm doing sometimes.
We know time zones.
Yeah, we know time zones. We can do this. Oh man. Well, all right. So you guys have been running a lot of these Xbox games, and I know you've been running a lot of Samurai Showdown tournaments. So how did the Xbox Fighters group start?
It actually started as a joke on Reddit, believe it or not.
Oh.
It's about when Sam Show came out, and the subreddit kept asking, man, why don't people do tournaments for Xbox players? It's always PS4, always PC, nobody for Xbox. And randomly I commented like, we can do our own tournaments, all 5 of us. And some people actually liked that and said, yeah, let's do it. But after that, nothing happened. Nobody changed anything. All stayed the same every time somebody asked, like, yeah, somebody should do it. And one day I just said, screw it. I'm preparing this. I'm gonna do this. And yeah, then I set up a challenge, invited some people over Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how the community started. I still have the link to the Reddit post.
Yeah, you should send that to me because I'll gladly put that in the show notes because we got to find where the origins are. And for those that are wondering, in the show notes, if you're listening on iTunes and everything else, we'll have links to LemmyHawkins' YouTube channel, to the Xbox Fighters Twitch channel, so you guys can catch all those tournaments and everything that they do live when it goes live, or catch past moments on YouTube. I've watched some of the Samurai Showdown stuff on your YouTube channel. That's always been really fun because usually when you upload them, I am like up and at work. So I'm like, oh, cool. I'll throw this on for 10 minutes while I'm doing stuff at work. Thank God my bosses don't listen to this, but yeah. So no, it's been fun to catch some matches. And I saw you uploaded some Third Strike matches as well, and I enjoyed watching some of those. So it's been fun to view your guys' growth and to see how everything's going there. Yeah, Xbox Fighters Unite, Dr. S'mores. So, but with Xbox, like you said, there's a small group of people. As someone who wasn't playing online PS4 until about 2 years ago, I used to be part of that exclusive Xbox group. I would play Injustice 2 and Street Fighter 4 and whatnot online. But how difficult is it to run a small community like that to keep everyone in line and to keep everything moving smoothly?
Yeah, like you said, there's not a lot of people that jump to the opportunity to play, and you cannot just ask around, scream in a room like Reddit, so to speak.
Right.
And hey, I want to do some matches. Is anyone here? Most of the time, you're the only one that plays an Xbox, especially for the smaller games like KOF or Sam Show. Street Fighter, it's a different story because the game is so big, and Mortal Kombat and Tekken, those are the big games. You probably find people, but the SNK and the smaller games, you really have to find people. in communities, Discord, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably one of the biggest problems we have. Like there are so few people compared to PS4, and when you actually get people to sign up, like 7 or 8 people, usually there's 2 people who don't show up
Yeah.
or bail out or whatever. So from the 7 or 8 people, 6 can actually play. That's a bummer. But we learn to live with that. We can freestyle if only 4 or 5 people show up.
Right. Turn
We've
it
done
into a round robin situation, or
Yeah, we've done that quite a few times. Like, 4 people, let's do round robin. That's the most appropriate format for a tournament for 4 people, I think. You don't want to run a single elimination or double elimination for 4 people. That's just
yeah.
yeah.
Tournament's
No.
over in a half hour. Done.
Yeah. Another thing that is a problem for Xbox games, at least in this generation of games. The Xbox version of games usually are not as good as the PlayStation version. Like speaking in terms of optimization and online experience. Like the Sam Show, for example, it runs so much better online on PS4. Like the lobbies are more stable. It plays quicker, not as much delay. All that. In Tekken, for example, is horrendous loading times on Xbox. Like up to a minute or so between matches because it loads the whole character select thing and from the beginning every time. It's frustrating, but yeah, you can't do anything about that. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's something I hadn't thought about was the optimization of some games for the Xbox versus the PS4 because I had just finished The Outer Worlds on my Xbox and I was playing it there because it's on Game Pass. And loading times even for that were horrendous. I was like you said, a full minute or 2 minutes between like screens sometimes. And then I played it on PC at a friend's house because we were trying out some stuff for the speedrun build of it. And the loading screens were almost non-existent. And I was just like, man, what a awful way to play The Outer Worlds. Like, I really wish I just done this on PC the entire time. I was very upset. And I can imagine for a game like Tekken where you're waiting. A minute doesn't seem like a long time until you're sitting staring at the same loading screen for a minute before the match pops in. And if the online netcode isn't great, it's a minute wait for a subpar match. It is awful, awful feeling.
If there even is a match.
Yeah.
Like sometimes we had matches wait for a minute or 2 minutes. We sidestep connection error. Wait all over again.
That sounds awful.
It is.
Oh my God in heaven. That doesn't sound like the most fun in the world. But I mean, you make do with what you have, and you guys have still like pushed through and persevered through it. And you guys, like I said, you guys have kept a healthy, if small, but still healthy community together. Where you guys are doing events like the Street Fighter 3 event this weekend, and continue to do Sam Show tournaments and everything else. So congratulations on that for keeping it all together, even though Xbox is kind of difficult to run it on. So I admire you for that. But
Thanks.
The one question I have, why Ken? Of all the people that you're gonna pick, why Ken?
I mean, look at it.
Why not? Why not Ken?
Yeah, look, it's perfection. I mean, if you ever played or seen Ken in Street Fighter 4, like all the supers and ultras and something, it's so flashy. He's so it looks so so colorful and so fun to play. Just turn your brain off in SRK, you will win.
I mean, in 4 you could because his medium DP had invincibility. You didn't have to spend any meter for it.
It's so good.
I mean, I played a lot of Ken in Street Fighter 4. Like if I had to pick a Shoto, like I would pick Ken to cover my bad matchups with Zangief and Hugo. And so I enjoyed a lot of like one of the very first things that I think everyone should learn, which is like baby's first combo, is low forward into like Fireball or low forward into Tatsu.
Yeah.
But low forward into Tatsu will win you like 70% of your matches in Street Fighter 4. Especially online. Like, just basic confirms and then like wake up DP every now and then, or like FADC cancel your like EX SRK into some other fun stuff. Like, it's, I don't know. I really enjoyed Ken in Street Fighter 4.
Yeah, the basic Ken stuff is not that hard. It usually runs down to target combo into SRK into Super.
Yeah.
That's what you want to do, and that's not that hard. Like half an hour training, and you got the stuff in. The rest of this is just I don't want to say advanced stuff because it's really not, but you can do a lot of stuff with just that, and you go from there, like you said.
Yeah, no, it's like I said, the basic stuff will get you where you need to be, but doing stuff like it was like low forward. Oh God, what was it? There was. I'm gonna try to remember. All right, so it's low forward, and then go into SRK, and then you could like FADC that into like focus attack or something like that. It was a weird ass combo. I'll find it, but it was essentially you could like FADC cancel your SRK, dash forward, like hit with your focus attack, and like it did like okay damage, but it looked flashy as hell. And like those are my favorite kind of combos. Were ones that like looked better than they actually did anything. Like looks are everything. Look good, play good.
Yeah, that's the reason you play Ken. You want to be flashy. if you want to play a solid game plan and look solid game plan and optimal combos, you play either Akuma or Ryu.
Yeah.
So just go nuts with Ken. You gotta praise that.
Oh man. Or no, alright, so it wasn't, goddamn, I was thinking focus attack. It was, alright, so I found it. It's low forward, SRK, cancel the SRK, and then go into another heavy SRK. So it was just 2 SRKs in one combo. I was reading my notation weird because someone had written it out wrong. But yeah, just landing 2 like heavy SRKs in one combo made you feel like the greatest player on the planet. Mostly because like the first time that you learn to cancel with focus attack out of like an SRK, that makes you feel super powerful. Like, oh, I'm safe all the time.
Oh yeah. Like one of the trials for Ken in Street Fighter 4 is literally an SRK juggle. Like you juggle him with an SRK, FADC into another SRK, FADC focus cancel that into another SRK. That's so fun.
Oh man.
You don't need to do anything else. Just that. So good.
Yeah, he's a wackadoo character, but yeah, he's a lot of fun. So all right, I had to know. I had to get it off my mind as to why in the hell Ken. But now I know. Look good, play good. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, you don't need any other reason. Just character looks good. It's fun to play. No other reason required.
Right. Now this is gonna sound like a silly question, but I could be wrong because some people have what sound like actual names hidden behind other names. But where does the name LemmyHawkins come from?
Yeah, my case is boring because it's literally just 2 names. It's Lemmy from Motorhead, as you probably imagine.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of Motorhead, like huge.
I knew we could be friends, Lemmy. I knew we could be friends.
Yeah, from this name alone, you read my name and this is the one.
Yeah, Look, the first time that I heard Ace of Spades, I was immediately into Motorhead. And then hearing all the great stories of like Lemmy just hanging out at the Rainbow Room in Los Angeles, I was like, well, Motorhead's for me for the rest of my life. So,
Yeah, so good.
oh man, sorry.
Eddie Hawkins is from a pro wrestler called Kurt Hawkins. He's not very well known. You actually just know him when you're a fan of pro wrestling. But yeah, I like this. I like him. I like the name Hawkins, so I combined the two, and that's LemmyHawkins.
Oh, all right. Hell yeah. Well, of all the people in the world that combined is a pro wrestler and Lemmy from Motorhead, I'm all about it. I'm 100% all about it.
That's not a connection you hear often.
Yeah, no, for sure. Usually it's just like, well, that's actually my name, or like it's actually my name, or it's the name of like someone else. But like hearing like a first name from someone like Lemmy and then smashing it with Kurt Hawkins, probably the first time I've ever seen that. So shout outs to you. I was ready for you to be like, it's boring because it's just actually my name, and then you're like, nah.
Yeah. But my name is not marketable for English speaking audiences. Like, you can't pronounce my last name as an English speaker. You can't. I can send it to you on Discord.
Yeah, alright.
Can't.
Send it to me on Discord and I will try my damnedest to pronounce it.
Okay.
Alright, I hope you guys are ready to laugh at me. I'm going to sound like a complete moron. I am very excited to look like an idiot. Is that Warstedt?
Close. It's Verstedt.
Verstedt.
Yeah.
See, I was Verstedt.
Pretty close.
See, alright. Alright, so hold on. This is my family's name, from when I was, from the German side of my family. We have direct German immigrants from Germany, who came over during World War II. So yeah, that's that one right there. Woolscheid is how I've always said it, but I'm sure there's other ways to pronounce it. But Woolscheid is the way that I've always heard it.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
Oh, perfect. See, I got
it's just the American accent that makes it sound like differently, but it's correct.
See, I know some things, guys. I know some German. God damn it. I drank enough German beer. I picked up some tips along the way. I think that's what it was.
That's how you learn German, kids. Drink German beer and eat pretzels.
Oh my god. Alright, so this is a question that I didn't put in the notes, but it was one that I wanted to ask you because I'm very curious. Alright, so what is like standard German cuisine, like all the time? Because in like America, like we're like buffalo wings and some other nonsense, but like what's a German like common food? That if I was heading to Germany, like what's the first thing I need to eat when I go to Germany?
That's a tough question because that depends on where in Germany you go.
Ah, shit.
Like in this, especially things like cuisine is so varied from region to region. But usually you can't go wrong with a schnitzel or mashed potatoes. Like usually those things go pretty well together. Bratwurst is another thing from the chat.
Okay.
Those are pretty common, pretty beloved food things.
All right. Look, Veggie doesn't know. He's just throwing out guesses. That's because he's racist. That's what it is. He's racist against Germans.
This time it's actually accurate though.
Ah, damn it! All right.
If you're like one of those tourists that go to different countries and demand food you have on your own place, like going to I don't know, France and want to eat McDonald's, that's here. But I hate those tourists. I hate people that go to different countries, want to experience different cultures, and demand food they get at home.
That's
why
weird
go
to
to a different place?
That's weird to me. I don't understand that at all. Like if even when I go, like within the United States, even if I go to a different state, I try my damnedest to not get anything that I can get back home. Like the only exception will be when I went to Chicago. They had the spicy McChicken at McDonald's, and we don't have that in Michigan. And so I had to get that because it's like got like Cajun like season on it and like some buffalo sauce. So I'm gonna get an exception for that. But other than that, yeah, if you travel, don't eat anything that you can get back home. Like that defeats the point of traveling.
Yeah, and it's usually not as doesn't taste as like you imagine it at home.
Right. Yeah.
They prepare it differently. They use different ingredients. It's not the same like home. So why go for things that sound like home? I don't know.
People like what they're used to, but they need to step out of their comfort zones. That's the problem. All right, well, look. So I got my question out of you, but now the next question I have is: what is something surprising about you that most people wouldn't know or wouldn't expect out of you?
Some my friends know, but I used to work in an emergency department for 2 years.
Oh.
Yeah, you wanted surprises. Yeah, back in 2010, until 2010, Germany had this mandatory military service, or an alternative service if you don't want to be in the military.
Mm-hmm.
I chose the latter. I didn't want to be in the military. I don't like weapons.
Right.
So I decided, yeah, let's go to the hospital. That sounds fun. Requirement by law was 6 months. I ended up being employed there for 2 years because I liked it so much.
Oh, wow.
So it's like you imagine it. It's hectic, it's loud, people are suffering, but the feeling that you actually help people, you literally save lives, that's an experience that really matured me and I really treasure.
Yeah, I could imagine. That's crazy. I mean that's a wild experience. When they put you in, do they give you any training, or at least, I should say, how much training do they give you before you're with patients?
Just the basic, like CPR, what to do in an emergency, and more importantly, who to call in an emergency, because we're not trained medical professionals.
Right.
We're just 18 to 20-year-old people that straight out of school, and we don't know anything about medicine. So here you are. So just the basic stuff.
Wow, it's still like even just teaching you the basic stuff and going help people. That's a wild story.
I was 18 when I started there. Green as your neighbor's lawn. I didn't know anything about the world. And the first day they said, yeah, you gotta handle dead people. So let's go to the morgue. Then on the first day at work, I saw dead people.
Oh,
that was eye-opening.
Yeah, that's a hell of a first day.
Yeah, I mean they have to. If you're working in a hospital where people die all the time,
right?
You gotta handle that. So if you're too squeamish for that, you don't belong in the emergency department.
Wow, that is wild. I had no idea. Well, I mean, first of all, I didn't know because it's a surprising thing I wouldn't know about you. But also, just the first day, just like, well, here's a body. You better figure it out.
Yeah, it's in the cooling room. Where they store the bodies until the funeral service can proceed there, and they literally just open the door, go in, and tell us what they think. So, okay.
Wow.
I went out, said, okay, next. I did not like that. I wasn't prepared.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. Like you said, I remember being 18 and like stepping out into the real world, and all of a sudden I didn't have structure around me, and to be thrown into a job like that at 18, I don't know how well I would have handled it either. Just be like, well, here's a dead body on your first day, and also for the next 6 months you're saving lives minimum. Ah!
Yeah. It's tough, but they paid well.
Hey, well, that's, as long as those checks keep clearing, That's all that matters. No big
Yeah,
deal.
like bonuses for night shifts. I love the night shift because it was peaceful and quiet. Bonuses for holidays and what they call a danger bonus because you are confronted with all those deadly diseases.
Right.
Sometimes literally deadly diseases like meningitis and something. It's a hefty sum that they pay you. I like it.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's yeah. If you're working around that, I would hope the pay is good. I mean, I hope it'd pay better than what we pay here in America, at least for some professions. But that's besides the point. I mean, your guys' is wonderful healthcare compared to ours. That's well, I don't want to get into it. Makes me sick.
Yeah.
So
not now, no.
yeah, not now. I'm already gonna get mad. So from there, what transitioned you into fighting games?
Yeah, my first fighting game experiences started way back when I was like 5. We had in SNES and Street Fighter 2, the classic. And I played with my brother, my friends, like all those people who just played Street Fighter and didn't know anything. One time somebody did a 360 with Zangief, and we were all like, "Whoa, what? Why? What?" Because when we bought the game, there was no manual to it, and we didn't know any moves because the internet wasn't a thing then.
Right.
And we just hit buttons and had fun. That's how I play today. I just hit buttons and have fun.
Yeah, I think that's how we all started. Especially for people like me that didn't have the instruction manual for the game. So
Yeah.
you were just blind trying to figure out whatever was happening.
Yeah, just hit buttons, pick those who appeal to you. For me, it was Ken, and ever since then, it's let it rip.
Oh yeah, you have to.
After that, it's just kind of faded out because there's no real fighting game scene here in Eastern Germany. Nothing that I know of besides Berlin, maybe, but that's 2-hour drive from my home, so
Oh.
not an option as a kid.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So the games we played during that time were Soul Calibur 2 and 3, and that got me excited about Soul Calibur.
Oh, I love Soul Calibur. Love Soul Calibur. I think that might be my second favorite fighting game series behind Street Fighter, to be honest with you.
Yeah, definitely my favorite 3D fighter, for sure. And that's why that's when I started to realize I like fighting game characters with long blonde hair. The moment I booted up Soul Calibur 3 and I saw Siegfried with this fancy flowing hair, I was sold.
He is probably one of my favorites to play as. Like, how can you not? That big ass sword, absolutely.
Yeah, just press A, just press horizontal, and cover all the screen you need.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, no, he's excellent. He and Night. Hey, you need to calm down, ladies and gentlemen. Opal made an appearance. Yeah, no, him and Nightmare and Astaroth, characters with big weapons are a big plus for me in Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
I really like
The big dude.
Yeah, oh yeah, always big guys. I like their buttons. I love Astaroth's buttons. That, like, his, what is it, 1AA? The ground spin. Oh, I love that fucking button with Astaroth. Probably my favorite move in all the fighting games. Covers so much ground, and you can convert it from, like, 1A to B, so it's an overhead with guard crush properties on it. Woo! That's good shit right there. I enjoy the fuck out of that one. So sorry. So you were playing Soul Calibur and Tekken.
Yeah. And yeah, that on a casual level, like with the friends and stuff, no scene, no locals, no anything. And then in 2017, something like that, I stumbled upon Super Couch Fighters and Brett and Santel. They, I think that was the episode the completion episode where they advertised their channel, Street Fighter 2. If you remember that, check that episode out.
Yeah, I actually do.
And that instantly reminded me of childhood and Street Fighter. I've been hooked since then again.
Yeah, that's a lot of people that have come through the show have been introduced through Super Couch Fighters, or at least have some interaction with Brett and Santel that push them towards fighting games in a big way, myself included. But yeah, the Dojo series they did with Gerard Khalil and everything else was an awesome experience. And Brett's not running the Weekend Warriors channel, which is also really good. I wish them the best of success moving forward for them, because they do an awesome job.
Yeah, Santel has his podcast, Storytime podcast.
Yep, the Storytime podcast. He's got the Gentleman's Gaming Club with Jesse Cox.
Yeah, he just started streaming. I want to check his out.
I saw that he was popping up in the Super Couch Fighters Discord quite a bit, which I didn't realize was still tagged to him. Until one day it loaded up, and I was very surprised when I got a notification that Santel was streaming.
Yeah, I saw it on his Twitter when he advertised, like, I want to stream, check it out. I checked Discord and it's Super Couch Fighters mentioned me or something.
Nah,
it was Santel. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he seems to be doing a good job. I thought he was going through Final Fantasy VII. He's doing like a Just Chatting stream today. Shout out to that dude.
He played Hearthstone. Yeah.
Oh, Hearthstone. Okay.
Santel is a treasure. Yeah. Like, I always think he knows more about fighting games than he let on at Super Couch Fighters.
Mm-hmm.
Like he always played that goofy, loud, obnoxious character, kind of.
Right.
But when he wasn't, and he actually had a conversation with Brett, you could hear his knowledge of fighting games went deeper than a lot of people. He just doesn't have the experience actually playing the games.
Right.
But his knowledge was deeper than he let on.
Yeah, definitely. You could always tell that he understood a lot. Might not have been able to put it into words properly, but he understood a lot. And just didn't like function it with his hands. But he was a knowledgeable dude. So shout out to them, and like I said, hope they continue to do well. But Lemmy, there's no way that Street Fighter 2 was your first video game. So what was the first one that sent you down this dark path of being a nerd with me and the rest of the people?
I'm old. It was Super Mario Bros. What it is?
Oh yeah. Look,
there's actually video footage of me being 4 or 3 years old, sitting on the floor with an NES controller in your hand, and just rocking back and forth while I move the character. It's awesome. I don't. I think I have it in digital media. We copied our home videos to DVDs during a couple years ago. Maybe I find it. I might put it online. I don't know.
Oh, that'd be great. I'd be very happy to see it.
Yeah, I've always had the long hair though. Like, I always let it grow.
Oh, since you were a baby.
Yeah, we love that. We love that shit.
I used to have long hair when I was at like until I was like 3 or 4, before my first day of school. I used to have a mullet, like a long, thick mullet, as a kid, and that was like, looking back on it now, awful look for me. That was a terrible haircut. I can't believe my parents let me get away with that. It was.
Yeah. Whoever thought the mullet was a good choice. It's no.
Yeah,
it never was.
Just awful. I Sometimes, like, if my parents were ever going to be put in jail for a crime, I think I'd be letting a baby have a mullet for 4 years. So that was a terrible time to be me. But it's cool that, like, people like you can actually rock that shit. Like, I appreciate people that can rock long hair. Because you guys take a lot better care of yourself than I do. Because for me, the reason I keep it short is because I'm lazy. And I don't want to have to style it. Like, I just want to be able to wake up in the morning and go. And if it's a little bit poofy, I just, like, some water and wet it down and call it a day. Long hair is not for me.
Yeah, I miss those days. Like when I worked in the hospital, I cut it short, like 3 millimeters short or something, just because the hair got in the way every time I tried to do anything. So I cut it short, and I didn't like how it looked back then. Looking back from now, I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was nice to just wake up in the morning, get just douse it with water or something, like a drop. Hair's done, off to work.
It's one of life's great pleasures. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very happy to just be able to wake up and, like, out the door, good to go.
Also, while we're at it, guys with beards, take care of your beard. It's important.
Oh,
don't use the shampoo you use for your hair on your head. Use special shampoo for your beard.
That's a big one. That I wish I had a sponsor or someone right here where I could be like, and thanks to Beard Brand or something like that, fucking, promote beard shit. But I can't. So all I can do is hop on and say, yeah, take care of your beards. You get some shampoo. If you're gonna grow a beard, get some shampoo. While you're in the shower, lather that thing up. Like, get it, like, comb it afterwards. Combing's a big thing, because otherwise it just grows in all patchy and weird. You want it to come out, like, nice and straight. Because
you're washing your hair anyway, so you can just continue with the beard.
Yeah, exactly. It takes 30 seconds.
Yeah, just do it. Like, you look manly when you do it.
Yeah, it really does help out the look. I have these awful, like, I have Mexican genes, so my hair already grows in kind of patchy and weird. So I've really had to, like, start combing it and take care of it, because otherwise it just looks horrendous. It is definitely a trashy look. I can't be having it. But yeah, like Lemmy said, shampoo your beards, make yourself look good. Take some pride in your look, damn it. Jeez. Anyways, off my soapbox. On to Lemmy's soapbox. So right here is generally where we open it up to, while we get to these, like, last couple questions for a little bit here. This is where we open it up to the chat. If you guys have any questions for LemmyHawkins, our friendly neighborhood German, go ahead and ask them in the chat right now. We'll try to get those to Lemmy. We'll answer them as we go. But I'm going to ask Lemmy these final 2 questions and kind of hash it out and see where we go. So, Lemmy, do you have a favorite story that's come out of the fighting game community since you've been around and been playing fighting games?
Like, 2 spring to my mind. Like, the one from the, was it Pakistani, the Tekken player? That,
yeah.
Arslan Ash or something?
Yes, Arslan Ash.
Arslan Ash, yeah. That, who came from nothing, basically. Just local player to one of the best Tekken players in the world. That was so inspiring to see. Like, dedication, hard work. You can go to the literal top. Every time I read something like, he won that tournament or got that sponsorship, it really warmed up my heart. Like, yeah, he deserves that.
Yeah, definitely. And to come from a small scene that no one had heard of, basically. And
yeah, he basically put that country on the map, on the FGC map.
Yeah, and today, like in 2020, you don't really hear those kind of stories that often. You don't hear of someone who came from actually nowhere, like put the entire team on his back or his entire country on his back and showed the strength of everyone that they have there.
like I said, so inspiring, heartwarming. The second one I wrote down is the at Evo last year. SNK had that video presentation. In that presentation, they announced King of Fighters 15 is coming, and you may have seen it. And I'll link a video.
Okay.
And the reaction is from the crowd. Just the energy. Just thinking about it makes me happy.
I remember watching it on stream, and the chat exploded, and you could hear the crowd in the back just losing their minds, and it was that was an awesome experience. I remember all the reaction videos that people posted on Twitter and YouTube. It was really something special, and I think when we have leaks, when stuff leaks out beforehand, like we really lose that like happiness in that moment of surprise for all of us, you know.
Yeah, like the was it the it was Poison and Honda, I think.
Yeah.
Like when Ono stepped on stage and was all sad.
Yeah, because everyone already knew, and like that was a bummer, man.
Yeah, those people ruined his. I think Valve did it this time, like Steam error or something like that.
Yeah, they dropped the ball on that one, and
yeah, was so sad to see Ono legitimately heartbroken.
But I mean, he was able to correct the ship. Or not he, you know, it wasn't his fault. But when they announced Gil and Seth, that reveal, even though people had guessed Seth, you know, but guessing is never the same as confirming. And I think once everyone saw Seth and what Seth will be, and the power that G has, or not G, Gil, that was a good turnaround for everyone. And like the V Skill 2 reveal for that game, oh my gosh. People lost their minds. Abigail got his tire. I was very happy.
Yeah, shoutouts to what was his name? Brewy?
Yeah.
Something like that. Shout out to that tire. MVP.
It really is. It's my favorite. Oh my god. It's the best V-skill in the game.
It's so funny. It's so funny seeing people like play Abigail and say like, this tire is literally unblockable. How can you do that? No, it isn't.
Nah,
no.
Just gotta lab it out. No big deal.
Also, you can see that. You see that tire coming miles away.
Yeah, you have 90 frames to react. I don't know what to tell you if you can't react to it.
if you, I'm sorry, but if you can see that huge Canadian guy just calling a tire and taking his sweet ass time doing it, and I'm sorry.
There's nothing I can do for you at this point. Oh man. Oh gosh. Oh, losing my breath here. So Dadman from the chat wants to know, what are some things that you may have seen in the European FGC that you think could easily move to United States FGC, and maybe vice versa? So what can the European FGC teach the United States FGC, or what can the United States FGC teach the European scene?
Well, one thing the American FGC can teach Europe is the sheer amount of events. Like, the events, at least that I know, are few and far between. Like, you have like 4 or 5 what I could call majors here in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just not enough. Like, the closest one to my location is in Berlin, like I said, and that's Tekken. I don't play Tekken that much, so I don't know what I could do there.
Right.
And yeah, that's just something. More events.
Yeah, definitely. And it, like, I know that a lot of the European FGC is really strong, but I've been like more majors, more events for people to go to and travel and really show the West what the European scene can do, I think would be a big help.
Yeah. Also a bigger presence. Like I think there are events. It's not like EU FGC is dead or something. It isn't. But you just don't hear about them if you're not in the right circuit. Like if you're in the, I don't know, event Discord for some event, you know about those events. But other than that, you just don't hear about it like Combo Breaker or like Michigan Masters like coming up. Shoutouts to Michigan Masters.
Yeah.
You just don't hear them or from them, and that's I don't know if the reach is just too short or something. I don't know. Better PR department.
Right. That's a big one. Is like signal boosting yourself and putting yourself out there. But I think you and the Xbox fighters are on a good path with all the work that you guys put in and putting yourselves out there and like we're doing this. Even if it starts small, you just got to keep pounding that stone until something comes out. And eventually it will. And I think a lot of people see not a big return upon, they want immediate big results. And when they don't get that, they're disappointed and they turn away. But, the important thing is to just keep hammering. Keep pounding away at what you're doing. And eventually the results will come in. As long as you provide a quality product, people want to see it,
Exactly.
And I think you guys are doing a good job with that. Dadman also wants to know, will you sponsor his immigration to Germany? No, you don't have to.
if I had the money for my own life, yeah, but I don't know about immigration. Yeah, sure, just come here with beer and
yeah. See,
probably a lot of stuff.
I imagine that's how it goes. If you just show up in Germany with some beer, they welcome you with open arms. I've always heard that's the case.
Yeah. You can't go wrong here. Depending on the time of day. Like if you're like 9 a.m. with a bottle of beer in your hand, people usually associate that with different kind of people. But just sitting there in a bar or restaurant and with the beer in your hand, yeah, one of us.
Well, that's how we know he's a good guy. He's one of us.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Oh man! All right, Lemmy. Well, look. Let me ask you my last question of the day. If anyone else has anything else that you want to ask LemmyHawkins, please feel free to go ahead and ask it. But Lemmy, this is not really a question. This is an open platform. This is a soapbox for you to say whatever's on your mind, to get any feelings that you have out, to talk about anything that you have going on. This is your opportunity. So I'll throw it to you to talk about anything you want right now.
Yeah. So just thank yous in general, like to the FGC, to you people, to you in particular. Like, I had a pretty hard case of depression. Was in a pretty deep low at the time for years, and then you people came along and just showed me, yeah, you can actually feel good doing what you like. Like a lot of people in my social circuits didn't share my passion for, weren't that into it, and so they just they just nodded and yeah, thanks for sharing back to my stuff. I felt lost kind of, and then you gave me a place where I can feel home. I'm really thankful for that. Shoutouts to my people from the Xbox Fighters communities. You're the reason I keep doing that. We literally started with 6 people signing up for the tournament, like 6, including me, and we are at 81 now.
Whoa.
81 people on the server and 1 friendly bot. And yeah, it's way beyond what I imagined ever growing out of this. So thank you, everyone. It means so much to me.
Well, that's good to hear, man. You've been one of the friendliest people I think I've ever come across in any of my communities. It's always been a treasure to have you around. It always makes me feel good to know that you're out there, at least sometimes, or hanging out and or chatting. And yeah, I'm happy that you can find a place in fighting games for you to help with that, because I think that's something that a lot of people don't talk about. When you are heavily involved in something like the fighting game community, but you don't have a close circle of friends that also share that passion, so it really makes you feel estranged for some reason, away from everyone else, because they don't share the thing that's most passionate in your heart, and you don't really have it in yours for what's going on with them. So like it kind of dwells you away. But your Xbox community is, like you said, has grown to 81 people signing up for the tournaments. Is awesome, super awesome.
Not any. They don't sign up for the tournaments, the 81, but the community as a whole, like on Discord, doing lobbies and stuff.
Yeah,
that's 81 people.
Yeah, not concurrently signing up, but overall having the ability to grow like that and having people interested is awesome, man. So
80 people for different games. That's another thing that I didn't think was possible in my limited community involvement. Like, I'm usually just Street Fighter, KOF, SNK in general. Those are the communities I'm involved in. So that's the games I can reach, quote unquote reach. I have no community ties whatsoever to Mortal Kombat or something.
Mm-hmm.
So finding people that are outside of my usual reach, like we have tournaments for Dragon Ball Fighters. I have no connection to the Dragon Ball Fighters community, but we usually get enough people and new people who play in our tournaments and lobbies, and we're growing that way. That's so awesome to see, and let's hope we can continue that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I wish you and the Xbox Fighters community the best of luck moving forward, man. You guys keep doing what you're doing. If you guys want to check out some awesome Xbox Fighters action, this Saturday, 8 o'clock European time, 2 o'clock Eastern time, and 11 o'clock Pacific time. LemmyHawkins, this has been an absolute treat to have you on. Thank you for your time. It's been awesome to hear about everything. And from your time working in the hospital and dead bodies, and all that was great. So thank you for being on. If people want to find you on the internet, where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter, at LemmyHawkins. The tag is on the screen for the viewers. You can find me on Twitch, at twitch.tv/XboxFighter. Or my personal Twitch, just twitch.tv/LemmyHawkins. I don't stream that often, or not enough, I should say. I'm there.
Eventually, just give us some time. It'll grow, no big deal.
Yeah, just I have it, and I know how to stream.
I know how. I'll do it when I feel comfortable. God damn it.
Yeah, and when I'm not tired coming from work and just wanting to sit on the couch and do nothing for 2 hours.
And there was another channel that I saw you streaming with. Was it TD Service Co? TD Service
Yeah.
Company? Okay.
That's one of our community members. Shoutouts to TD. He's a Swedish player, and he's our resident big boy player. Just plays Zangief and Hugo and Astrov, like all the big dudes.
Oh, I knew I loved him. I knew I loved you, TD.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Oh yeah.
You can always just ask him for matches, and he has time, sits in the voice chat with you, and just tracking jokes, whatever. One of the people who actually laughed at my stupid jokes. I love
it. Well, shout out to TD Service Co. Like LemmyHawkins said, if you want to find him, twitch.tv/Xbox Fighters or at LemmyHawkins on Twitter. That's LemmyHawkins or at LemmyHawkins on Twitch to see him stream sometimes. And if you want to find me on the internet, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Amazon, everything at Sriracha Flash. And if that is all, folks, we will throw it over to Shaper of Stories channel. But y'all have been wonderful. Thank you for hanging out tonight, and thank you. Thank you for the follow, TD Service Co. You're too kind. Thank you all for listening. Y'all have yourselves a wonderful night.